Okay. The very first page is a notes page. This is Accountability 101. Principals from all over the district are paying big bucks for this information. If you already know it, you are already ahead of the game by 2 years. I just finished training my teachers about a month ago about this information. Like I said, principals are paying big bucks for this, and you're getting it here. Okay, so that speaks volumes. All right, so schools in Texas, we've all heard of STAAR, and a lot of us say, you know what, I have a new teacher who said, you know what, Ms. Lopez, she teaches 1st grade right now, and she said, I never wanted to be the teacher who focused on the test, who focused on STAAR. And she said, that's not what my goal was when I went into teaching. And I said, well, you can look at it 2 ways. You can go in with the feeling of, this is you, and you're against STAAR, or you learn the rules of the game. This is a game. And the best way for us to attack this is to know the rules, okay? Schools in Texas are getting graded in 4 areas. It's no longer just pass or fail. They call them indexes, and that's what you have in your little notes page. In the first, and it's all about points, okay? In the first one, student achievement. When students pass STAAR, the state says, you get a point if they pass. You get 0 points if they don't pass, okay? Pass or not pass. Did your school make that achievement? And this happens from the year they start testing, which is in 3rd grade, all the way to high school, okay? All right, so 1 point, they passed, met the standard, or if they didn't pass, they get 0, okay? And that's how tax was before. That's how all other systems have been before, pass or not pass, okay? And then we go into Index 2, student progress. This starts in 4th grade and continues on to high school, I believe. I'm not too familiar with high school, but it goes on to, I believe, your sophomore year. And this is where it says, the state has said, starting in 4th grade, we're going to look at students who tested in 3rd. So I'm a 3rd grade student. I tested that year. In 4th grade, they're going to look at my test in reading, 3rd grade reading, 4th grade reading. They're going to look at that same test, and they're going to measure how much progress did I make. In this index, it doesn't matter if I passed or didn't pass. It just matters if I made progress. Why does that matter? It matters because I work a lot with our 5th grade students, bilingual students. In 5th grade, something happens. At our district, we exit students from the bilingual program. We're full immersion, and we exit them as soon as they meet the qualifying criteria. Students in 5th grade usually, who have been in bilingual since the very beginning, we call them lifers, because they have been in the bilingual program for their entire school life. So by 5th grade, you've exited students at 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. You have chronic gaps. This is the group that we're working with. So every year, this is the group that I work with, either the teacher or I work with together, very focused, a lot of intervention. And last year, my group was 5 students, 3 Spanish takers and 2 English takers. And it's my job to figure out, how am I going to do this? I'm going to teach English and Spanish. I need to have them pass because 5th grade is an SSI year, meaning that if they don't pass, they stay behind. How am I going to do this? It's when I got them, they were scoring 14%, 21%, and the passing is 65%. Wow. Students who had come in January, this was February, students who are new to our school, and it's my job to make them have that gain. So they tested the first time, they didn't pass, they got 16%, 21%, 24%, and I have to get them to 65. They took the second administration, their second chance, and they didn't pass. And I was devastated because I felt like I had failed that teacher. I failed the kids. That teacher had trusted me, the kids had trusted me, and we didn't pass. They came for intervention during the summer. That second administration, they scored 45, 50. We needed to get to 60, 65. They came this summer. They didn't pass again. They got a 59. And we were devastated. Well, guess what? This year, the state said, you're going to get points. It doesn't matter if they pass or not. You're going to get points for how much progress, how much value you added to those students. So I have, for example, Estefania, who scored a 14%. But then she scored the final administration a 59. I added value. I get 0 points for any student, high, medium, low, when I add value. If I add 0 value from 3rd to 4th, I get 0 points. And there's a formula. If I add a little bit of value, I get 1 point. If I add a lot of value, I get 2 points. So, to me, sometimes we're magicians. My whole mindset for the last 11 years had been, I need to get these kids to pass. It's about passing, it's about passing, it's about passing. What did the state say? Just think about the morale it has on the students that it has in a teacher. It has on a teacher. I'm very proud of the fact that I know my TEKs, I study them, very focused. I've learned how to do that. And my whole mindset before, pass or fail, pass or fail, pass or fail. And I felt like a failure. Really. I went to my principal and I said, this is not for me. I can't do this. You know, this is hard. And so that's the reality of a teacher's job. And it doesn't matter if you are in the lower grades. It doesn't matter if you're in high school. That is what we think about. Okay? So the state has realized we need to add value. This is the only index that you are able to double your points. If you add a lot of value to your kids, to your students, you're going to double your points. You're going to get 2 points for them. This is the only index, this one and this other one, and I'll tell you why this one's so important. Do you have any questions on this? A lot of the materials I'm going to share with you today, they come from a fantastic website that I recommend that you start learning about, and they're free, and that's called Lead Forward. Lead Forward really is leading right now in Texas, a very user-friendly for teachers on how to look at this, how to think about it. And you might be thinking, but you know, I'm more interested about lesson planning. We have to know the rules. We have to know what we're dealing with, what we're working with, okay? All right, so that was Index 2. Index 3, it's just like Index 2, except that Index 3, Index 2 looks at all your students, whether they be white, African American, at all your subpopulations, all of them. It doesn't matter. It looks at all of them, and it starts in 4th grade. When they get in, because they've tested in 3rd. When they get to 5th, they look at 4th and 5th. When they get to 6th, they look at 5th and 6th. Same test, same student, same version, they're going to have that comparison. Students, when they get their report, starting in 4th grade, parents are going to see a chart that is showing the growth. And so as teachers, we have to show parents how to read these reports. We have to show them, this is what we mean. So right now I'm working with the students, and again, 5th grade, most critical when it comes to gaps. And right now, my focus, my conversations with them is, our goal is to make growth. And we're doing the same type of work, but somehow it feels different, it feels attainable, okay? Going back to Index 3, same type, same thing, they do the same thing, except that this index looks at our subpops, our subpopulations, looks at African American, looks at our ELL, our second language learners, okay? And they're seeing what value are you adding to our students. We know that second language learners struggle. We know that. We know that. How much value are you adding to those special population groups, to our SPED? How much value are you adding to our special ed students? Okay, because the last 2 years, SPED, really there is very minimal difference when it comes to a special education student in the way they test and a regular ed student. Very, very minimal. We're talking about larger font, more time. The questioning is the same. The problems are the same. The thinking that they have to do is identical to what a regular student has to do. Okay? So they're asking us, we know they struggle, how much value are you adding to them? And then the fourth index, and this is the first year that our elementary schools are going to be graded on the fourth. Last year, this was pertaining to our secondary or high school, graduation rates, attendance rates. But this year, this is your post-secondary readiness, your college and career, you might be hearing those teams. The way it's going to affect us in elementary and middle school is that they're going to be looking at the levels of how the kids test when it comes to scoring. Are you all familiar with the levels of scoring? Yeah? Okay, we're going to go into it. There's 3 levels when the kids score, and one is at level 1, not pass, level 2 at grade level, and level 3 above grade level. So the state is going to give elementary schools points when you have kids testing scoring at level 3, which is the highest. So they're saying, we don't just want you to have kids pass. We want you to have kids pass at that higher level. And I'll show you what that higher level looks like in just a little bit. Okay? Do you have any questions about this? Okay? So this is a whole day type of that we pay Region 19 to bring in Lead Forward to train us, to train our principals, train our teachers, and you just got the gist of it. Okay? There's lots of formulas that are, we can go into numbers, but right now that's the basic, the most important, the most critical that it pertains to us.